to the college sports on this, and go to our man, the Almanac, to talk a little college football preview, because as we know, summertime means football everywhere starts, not just in the pros.
Especially the South.
In the South. So let's go check with our man, the Almanac, for the campus check-in on Trash Talk Radio. Back on TTR once again with our friend, the Almanac, doing the campus check-in, Guru. We are going to get this started because, football season starting is not just the NFL. Obviously, the college season also gets started. So we decided to bring in our college expert, the Almanac. Almanac, thanks for staying up with us tonight, man.
No problem, man. How you fellas doing tonight?
Doing well, man. Doing well.
Absolutely, man. And you mentioned, if we're going to talk about collegiate sports, collegiate football, I mean, there's none other than the South. And we have our man of the South himself, the Almanac. I got to always put that in there, man.
Yeah, man, because we're out here in the Pacific Northwest. They care about fucking football down there, man, especially college football. So, Almanac, we're looking to get a little bit of a college preview. We know it's still a few weeks away from the games actually getting started, but like the NFL, we're starting to get a look at the landscape. So let's just, jump right into it here, man. How are we looking this year? Is it Clemson, Alabama versus the field again?
Honestly, man, this has been the most top-heavy, past few years in college football that I can remember.
It's like the NBA.
Yeah, and it's pretty much Clemson and Alabama has been dominating the scene. They've been going back and forth in national championships for the past 3-4 years. And this year looks like it's going to be shaping up to be a repeat of last year. They're ranked number 1 and 2 in the polls, and they by far have the most talent on both those teams. They have the nation's 2 best quarterbacks, in my opinion. So it's just a question of, which other programs, can step up and meet the challenge to them. And right now, it's only really probably 2 or 3 that I can legitimately say, have a good shot. Well, not a good shot, but at least a decent shot, to upset one of those Clemson or Alabama and, beating them in the playoffs and playing the national championship.
Yeah,
So,
we know shit happens in football, and you get a couple losses out of nowhere. You can fall down in the ranks and miss out on that shot. So if we're talking about, obviously we're talking about Alabama, Clemson as probably getting 2 of the spots, but who do you see as the other 2 spots, and who do you see challenging to get in there anyway? I mean, a few years ago we had the Huskies. The Washington Huskies made their way in.
You got to talk about the Dogs, man.
Right?
Oh,
so, I saw them. They're ranked 14th. I'm giving them the long shot on this one. But
outside shot.
Yeah, but I don't know what I'm talking about. Almanac, you tell us. Who are we looking at here?
Well, my favorite team to upset either one of these teams is Georgia. And Georgia, Georgia are the New Orleans Saints of college football. You think about it. They had Alabama beat the past 2 years, and they lost. I think Georgia led or either tied for 95% of both those games, and they lost those games in the last minute of the game. So you got to think about it. A play here, busted coverage here, a missed kick here, and it could be Georgia, singing they won a national championship the past 2 years. So Georgia is loaded. They have their quarterback returning. They have a bunch of returning starters on offense and defense. Kirby Smart, he learned from Nick Saban. It's all about recruiting. They're constantly top 3 in recruiting class. So Georgia will be my favorite. And another team that I can see, maybe being in the playoffs is Michigan. Harbaugh got no excuses this year. Urban Meyer's gone. You got Ryan Day, a former quarterback's coach / assistant. He's taken over. Dwayne Haskins gone. They're starting over with a brand new quarterback who's never started a game before, and Justin Fields, the transfer from Georgia. So everything's pretty much lined up for Michigan this year. They bring back virtually their whole team except for Devin Bush and a couple other guys. But I think this is the make or break year for Michigan to get far and make it to the playoffs. So my 2 outside teams outside of Clemson and Alabama, I would say probably would be Georgia and Michigan. And I'll let you're a little UW. Y'all a long shot. You want to throw some money on it. just hoping it pay off in Vegas or something like that, I wouldn't advise you to do it. But I mean, you can take your chances.
You know me, man. I love a long shot.
So this kind of seems 3 teams from the South,
of course,
and one team from the one historically blue bread team.
Yeah, now you're picking Michigan. That's a team that's been usually ranked going into this season in the bottom half of the top 10. Like they float around that 6 to 8 to 9 kind of discussion. That's a bit of an outside shot too, really.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because Ohio State usually dominated
right,
that.
And you didn't even mention that. That's the one I thought would come up.
And the one thing you did mention, Almanac, you said, oh, yeah, Ohio State is starting a new quarterback. But from what I remember, last year they started a new quarterback, and look how that turned out.
Not too bad.
Yeah, but the thing is, those games were not blowouts. Those Michigan, those are all close games. Play here or play there. Michigan could be, saying. I know it's a game of inches, so you can say that pretty much every week. But it's not like Michigan was getting dominated by Ohio State now. And Urban Meyer is one of the 2 or 3 best coaches in the country, and him stepping down and leaving Ryan Day's unproven. Coaching is very, very important in college football. It's not like the pros. Those guys are more like father figures. So coaching is very, very important in collegiate sports. So I think Harbaugh should have a significant coaching advantage against Ohio State. And so I just pretty much think this is Michigan's year to win the Big Ten. Now, as far as talent, they don't stack up with the Alabama, the Georgia, and Clemson as far as talent-wise on the 2-deep roster. They really don't. But it's slim pickings out there. I had to give y'all somebody. So those are the 2.
Well, let's talk about that talent that's out there. Let's talk about the Heisman Trophy coming up this year. Who do you see as the early preseason favorites? And you know me, give me a dark horse too.
Well, of course, it's Tua and Trevor Lawrence. I think Trevor Lawrence is probably going to win it because the kid was absolutely spectacular last year. I think he's the best college quarterback prospect probably since Andrew Luck. He's a lock, guaranteed lock to be the number 1 draft pick next year. So I'm going to take Tua and Trevor off the board. So those are your top 2. But some other guys, some sleepers that I like. I like the running back from Wisconsin, Jonathan Taylor. We talk about him every year. Every year he's rushing for 18 to 2,000 yards, 15 to 20 touchdowns. The Guru, Wisconsin is known for breeding running backs and offensive line every year. So it's nothing new. I like Jonathan Taylor. Jalen Hurts, the transfer from Alabama going to Oklahoma. Their coach Lincoln Riley, the last 2 Heisman Trophy winners have been transfer quarterbacks. Yeah, and their first year he turned them into Heisman winners. So if he can work that same magic with Justin Fields, I can see him being a sleeper for a. Look,
if he can work that same magic with Justin Fields, that's a 30 for 30 waiting to happen. You know what I mean? Like 3 in a row
Absolutely.
Like that. That's a ridiculous plot. I wouldn't buy that script if you sent it to me.
Absolutely, and I'll give you West Coast guys one. I'll say I throw in the Oregon quarterback Justin Herbert. They're saying that he's probably going to be the first or second quarterback taken off the board this year's the upcoming draft. It's probably going to be between him and Tua. He has all the physical tools, but they just got to put it together.
What about Braun? Braun is up there.
But East Coast bias and all.
So, who do you say?
What about the Georgia quarterback, Braun, right?
Oh, Jake Fromm. Yeah, he's probably in the mix, but I can't see him, having a better year than Tua or Trevor Lawrence, because Kirby Smart, I don't think he's going to open it up like that. He's more of a
conservative.
Run first. Yeah, conservative. Let you don't make
He's a defensive coordinator.
Absolutely. So, but that's another good suggestion by you. So, and you tell me you guys right up there with UW, and y'all haven't heard any buzz about Jacob Easton, the quarterback from transfer from Georgia. This kid was the number 1.
Yeah, man. Actually, we're hearing a lot of buzz about him up here.
So
That's why we're talking about the Huskies, because we're hearing a lot of buzz up here about him. So I'll tell you what, that team at UW, from what I'm reading about it, what I'm seeing, it could be a Pac-12 championship, at least for them, which puts them into a discussion. You know what I mean? And that's as a team like the Huskies, you just want to be in the discussion at the end.
Absolutely.
All right, so Almanac, we are running out of time here with you. I know we got you for a short time, but before you go, I want you to talk a little bit about the coaches that are under the most pressure, because that's the other thing. Some of these programs, especially in the South and stuff down where you are, have heavy expectations. They want to beat one team, if nothing else. They want to. They have these traditions that they want, and sometimes incredibly unrealistic goals about championships. What coaches are under the most pressure this year heading into this college football season?
All right, I got three. I got first Clay Helton, the coach out of USC. You know, they was trying to get rid of him last year, but they kept him. So he has. I think he has to prove a year. Yeah, if he doesn't win this year, I think he'll be gone from USC next year. Gus Malzahn, the Auburn coach. Like you said, man, Nick Saban's have gotten a lot of coaches fired in the SEC. And Gus Malzahn, you know, since they lost to Jameis Winston to Florida State in that epic national championship game about 3-4 years ago, it's been a big disappointment. You know, they have plenty of talent. They send several guys in the NFL every year. So Gus Malzahn, his seat is pretty much on fire down there in Auburn. He needs a big year. And my final one, he's on my hot seat. He's not on their hot seat because they pretty much offered him a lifetime contract. But I'm going Jim Harbaugh, man. It's time for you to do something, Jim Harbaugh. You like 2-6, 2-7 against your rivals. You know, the Michigan States, the Ohio States. They've been dominating, kicking his ass every year. So I think this will put up a shut up year for Jim Harbaugh. He has no more excuses. Like I said, Urban Meyer's left. He has a quarterback now. He got a veteran team. No more excuses, man. So those are my top three quarterbacks that I have on the hot seat going into the 2019 season.
I love it. Right at the end there, putting Harbaugh on blast. I got to tell you, that was not the. I thought there might be something brewing when you were giving us the preview talking about Michigan. I thought there might be something, but then just teeing it up at the end. I love it. All right, Almanac, thank you for joining us here on Trash Talk Radio. We love having you. Of course, we are going to have you all through the fall doing our campus check-in every week to talk a little college football and everything that's going on in the college sports world. So, again, thanks a lot for joining us, man. We will talk to you again.
All right. Thank you, guys.